And it is a beautiful day for the sport of lacrosse here in Owings Mills, Maryland, on the campus of McDonogh School. The MIAA Conference has reached the halfway point, and in John McDonogh Stadium, the St. Paul's Crusaders come a-calling on the Eagles. Thanks for joining us. I'm Booker Corrigan alongside Coach Bob Shriver. Coach, what have you learned about St. Paul so far?
Well, I've really followed them in the MIAA. They're 3-1. They lost. I think they got upset down at St. Mary's. Tough place to go down and play on a Friday night. They're sitting at 3-1. They have one of the best goalies in the country, who we'll talk about a little bit more in a second, Alex Rode, and he's capable of shutting the door on anybody at any time.
And how about for the McDonogh Eagles? They're the home team, and they're burning on something.
Yeah, they've lost 2 out of their first 4 MIAA games. It's not the start I think everybody was anticipating for McDonogh. They got beat by Calvert Hall, and BL beat them in overtime last Friday. So this is a really big hump day game. This is the 5th out of 9 league games being played. So we're going, as you said, over the midway point. This is a huge game for both teams.
And for St. Paul's, the visitors, who are some people we need to watch for?
We'll start right away with 14, Alex Rode, the goalie. He's considered by most pundits as the best high school goalie in the country. He's headed to UVA. He's a lefty. He's really poised. He's a terrific athlete. I remember watching him play this fall in a football game. He made 20 tackles in a game. He can shut the door, as I said a second ago, at any time.
Who else?
In the midfield, number 12, Brendan Shern is their face-off specialist. He's also a veteran who's been on this team for 3 years, and he's been their main face-off guy for that whole time. He's going to have a battle who we've seen before with Gable Braun, the freshman from McDonogh, at the face-off X. And then on attack, Logan Posner, number 22, is a lefty who's really skilled without the ball, actually. He spooks around inside. He finds openings, he gets open, they throw in the ball, they're willing to throw in the ball at any time, and he's been a very productive offensive player. Their most consistent offensive player for St. Paul's.
And for the McDonogh Eagles, we've seen them a number of times, but they still have some star power that we need to illustrate.
Well, it's interesting. They started sophomore goalie Evan Long the last 2 games, and he has played very well. He's not the biggest kid in the goal. When we get him on the screen, you'll notice that he's not the tallest, but he is really skilled. He had a tremendous game last Friday against St. Paul's. Against Boys Latin, and he's looking to start his 3rd in a row in the MIAA. In the middle of the field, Jack Simmons, number 33 for McDonogh, is sensational. We've done McDonogh about 4 times. This is our 5th game we've done McDonogh, and I think Simmons has got 15 goals in those 4 games. He's a left-handed midi who has a blazing shot, and he's really talented. And then down at the attack end, Jack Parr, senior, been on the varsity. This is his 3rd year starting. He's a left-handed finisher. He's a lot like Logan Posner for St. Paul's. He spooks around on the inside, and when he gets the ball in his hands free, he is a sniper. He has a beautiful left-handed shot.
It's a great day for lacrosse. We're hoping you're going to stick around for face-off coming up next. The MIAA Lacrosse Championships return to Johns Hopkins' iconic Homewood Field this May. The title is up for grabs in this powerhouse conference that features the best rivalries in high school lacrosse. The action begins with the A Conference semifinals on Monday, May 22nd, and champions will be crowned on Thursday, May 25th. Log on to MIAALacrosse.com for schedule and ticket information. MIAA Lacrosse, where the stars of tomorrow play for a championship today. Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises. If you can dream it, we'll make it happen. At Kelly, we provide integrated total benefits, payroll, and workforce management solutions for employers of every size. Save time and control costs. Visit kellyway.com.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
The 2017 Under Armour Underclass Tryout and Tournament are the standard of the sport. Measure yourself against the top competition in your region as college coaches from every level flock to the tryouts to recruit talented lacrosse players. College recruiting is too competitive to miss out on this opportunity. Go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com for more information and to register now. A beautiful day for lacrosse as we see St. Paul's head coach Rick Mercado. Washington College great Bob Shriver, you're a Washington College guy. Is there kinship there?
There is.
And there's Hilge, Coach Andy Hilgardner, one of the greats. Absolutely fantastic day for lacrosse. A little breezy, a little sunny.
It's gorgeous, actually. Just a lovely day. Coach Hilgardner and Coach Mercado are good friends, as most of the coaches in the MIAA seem to be when it's not game day.
Yeah, but, and even on game day.
But this is, many people know, this is Coach Mercado's last season at the helm at St. Paul's. And based on how playoffs might work out, this could be the last time they play each other. So I'm sure there's a little emotion for Coach Mercado. He's going through his last
farewell
season,
tour.
His farewell tour of sorts. And so I'm sure every time he comes to a new location or sees another team, he checks off his boxes. This may be it for me.
Been there, and I'm done with that. He is the all-time winningest coach in St. Paul's history. And then the other interesting dynamic, Bob, McDonogh assistant coach Trey Whitty, who is a St. Paul's alum, will be taking over. Already been announced. They're getting a good one.
He's moving to St. Paul's after this spring. I don't think he's looking too much down at the other sideline. He's really intent on trying to get McDonogh back on track. They haven't had the start, especially in the MIAA, that they were expecting. As I mentioned a second ago in the pregame, they're 2-2 right now. St. Paul in the MIAA, and St. Paul's is at 3-1. I think that this is a really big game. We ought to see a tremendous amount of intensity for a Tuesday afternoon.
Brendan Shern and Gable Braun. I tell you, Bob, we're getting to a point where we don't need rosters anymore.
We've got them down pretty good. Well, this is our 5th game seeing McDonogh, so I think it's safe to say we know who's on that team. Shern with a nice push forward.
Scoops it over to Barrel, and the Crusaders in their road blues against McDonogh in the home whites. Booker Corrigan and Bob Shriver bring it to you as Bob Barrel settles things. And the Crusaders sent out their first midfield unit, number 20, Carson Gager. Now, we noticed his brother out with an injury.
His brother on the sideline with a thing covering his wrist, not dressed in lacrosse equipment, so he's not going to be playing today. And down on attack, we're seeing sophomore Andrew Milani, number 17, is starting in place of
Matthew
Mayer, who I think has a hamstring issue.
Crusaders balance the field. Gager pulls it out, and now it's back with Logan Zimnock. Zimnock now inverted against BJ Farrar.
Zimnock's very quick, very fast, and he's being matched up with McDonogh has put BJ on him to match up that speed.
Speed on speed, no doubt. Gager gets it behind, and here's Keegan Pearl as a shot clock warning goes up against the St. Paul's Crusaders. 30 seconds with which to shoot.
Chris Smith on the defense there. We've seen Chris play a bunch this year, and he has had a tremendous year so far for McDonogh.
Shot that time. Zimnock is gathered by Long. He played so well. Alvin Long played so well against Boys Latin. It was almost a shame to see them drop that one. McDonogh Eagles now with Simmons on offense. Sweeney pushes it behind. Powderly gets a touch, and now it's Jack Parr.
Junior midfield, all juniors on this midfield, Pitts, Catlett, and Simmons. Simmons is the guy that stirs the drink, though.
Yeah. He dodges downhill.
He dodges downhill, and he can dodge with either hand and shoot extremely well with either hand. Catlett here is a much more adept dodger to his right hand, and here he's trying to get back to his right hand.
And Jennings Schweitzer broke his stick had to run off the field. It did it the right way. Not a lot of high school guys know how to handle that, but you have to drop the stick, and then you can't play without one, so you got to get off the field. Griffin Catlett pushes it up top, and this is Pitts.
St. Paul's playing man-to-man. We may see St. Paul's play a little zone today, you know, and hoping that McDonogh takes those 10, 12-yard shots that Road would gobble up.
This is number 13, Andrew Caples.
We could
guarding
see
the ball. He's a rangy defender. Shot. Saved by Road. He looked behind him. Jackson Woodward playing some defense there with the long stick. And now we get a hot, sloppy mess bobbling, and McDonogh comes away with it. And it's back with Powderly. Now back with Sweeney.
Nice save by Road. He's very intent on throwing the ball up the field, trying to get their transition game going, which St. Paul's loves to do. That time he threw the ball over his man's head. McDonogh guy coming out of the box. Jackson Bonnet's the long pole. First guy out of the box for McDonogh on defense. Made a nice play. McDonogh's ball.
Griffin Catlett, number 23, going against Bob Barrel. Inside shot just wide. It may have been fought off by Road.
I think Road got a piece of that. He attacked that ball. It was a really good shot low and away, and he attacked it. I think he got a stick on that.
Caples gets tugged up a little bit, and now it's going to be Jack Sweeney releasing that one. He loves that lefty laser.
That's a hold.
That's going to be a hold. That is a textbook hold. Still a lot of action to be had with the flag down. That'll do it with first penalty of the game. Man-ups brought to you by Royal Farms. Go to royalfarms.com and get your ROFO rewards card.
St. Paul's defenseman Nick Hapney just then stopped moving his feet, tried to play defense with his stick, and that's usually a recipe for a foul. As we witness, he just held the guy. Easy penalty for the refs to call. McDonogh starting in a 3-3. They'll start rotating here pretty quickly because it's only a 30-second penalty.
First quarter is always brought to you by Kelly and Associates. Go to kellyway.com. Man up here for the Eagles. Here's Sweeney. Catlett off the helmet. That's going to leave a mark.
They've already eaten up 21 seconds of their 30-second penalty. Now they're in a low 3-1-2. Parr and Powderly are playing from behind the goal. They'll start moving up in front of the goal.
And St. Paul's catches a break there with the timing of the passes. But Sweeney gathers and possesses for the Eagles.
George Ward, who comes in on extra man as an extra man specialist, is coming out of the game, and it's going to be replaced by Pitts, who's going to fill out the first midfield.
McDonogh looking to dodge, push it behind. Little follow the leader, and they cash it in.
McDonogh does this a fair amount. Pitts is out on the wing. He goes down and picks for Powderly, who comes off that pick. St. Paul's defense, if we watch this, St. Paul's defense, two guys go to Powderly. They leave the picker, Pitts, wide open down here on the goal line extended. Powderly makes a great pass back to him, one-on-one with the goalie. Score.
Yeah, that's a great place to be if you're an attackman or a midi. 1-0 Eagles. About halfway through the first quarter, brought to you by Kelly & Associates, Payroll Technology and Benefit Solutions. Go to kellyway.com. Proud supporters of the game of the week. Brendan Shern doing well so far on the faceoff dot. Comes away with possession and moves it quickly to Kyle DePietro.
DePietro, a big, strong guy, runs on the second midfield, headed to Hopkins, senior. He's been on the varsity for a couple years. He's a downhill dodger. He runs midfield here with number 24, Cole Ament. Poles coming out of the game to get the third midi on the field. 44, Riley Bakewell, who you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, former McDonogh Eagle. And a one-hop pass
That pass, he tried to throw that through the defense, skip somebody. That pass really isn't accomplishing anything. He should just, let the ball go around the outside a little bit, give everybody a touch. That pass was really almost a worthless pass. There's no need for him to throw that. He could have thrown it to his midi, and he threw a bad pass, but Milani also could have gotten down and tried to block that ball from going out of bounds.
McDonogh back on offense. They come out with their second midfield unit. This is Nolan Monafo, an absolute stud of an athlete. And Maddie Hilgartner. Here is Hilgi.
He'll go back behind the goal. We've mentioned this a number of times. Anybody that's seen McDonogh play this year, Matt's a natural attackman. They invert him a lot, especially when a short stick's covering him.
Now he gets a pick game going with Powderly. Caples comes away with the steal. Rolls away from the pressure, and now gets it to Jennings Schweitzer.
That was
Schweitzer
a bad
looking to
pass
clear
that time by Matt Hilgartner. Powderly slipped the pick, and Hilgartner threw the ball down at his feet. He couldn't pick it up. St. Paul's ball.
Kind of a relaxed start so far, Bob. How do you take the pulse of these teams when they're playing at this pace?
Well, I think they're feeling each other out early in the game.
And we talked in the open, this is the halfway point. The feeling out process should be kind of finished. But it happens in every game, right?
I think St. Paul's is intent on trying to control the ball a little bit. McDonogh, on the other hand, has taken a couple shots, and they've moved the ball pretty well. McDonogh will take the ball to the goal. They're somewhat methodical offensively. I think St. Paul's is a little bit more intent on being methodical. Invert here.
Carson Gager comes out, and now it's Riley Gager.
Well, Carson's not playing, I believe.
Somebody's wearing 20.
Oh, Carson Gager. Well, there was two. Then it was Brandon Harry that was hurt, not Gager. Nice
Shot,
play.
Goal. St. Paul's ties it at 1.
The Gager brothers are playing. We had the wrong number. We thought that Riley was wearing 2, not 3. We apologize to the viewers. This is a really nice play by St. Paul's. They throw the ball through the defense to the backside, and the backside is frequently open because everybody crashes the crease to help out. And we see that McDonogh crashed the crease. They threw the ball through. Geiger caught the nice pass from Logan Zinnock on the backside. One-on-one with the goalie. Touchdown.
And Evan Long's been playing great, but you're asking a little bit too much of your goaltender. And we get a jump, and Brendan Schern, 3 for 3 on the face-off dot so far, as Bob Barrel touches it in, and the Crusaders back on offense after they just tied it 1-1. Late first quarter always brought to you by Kelly & Associates. Go to kellyway.com. Payroll technology and benefit solutions to help you run your business run better. Go to kellyway.com.
We've done 5. This is our 5th McDonogh game, and Gable Braun hasn't lost 3 face-offs in a row in any of them. This will be an interesting a turn of events if Schern can keep this up.
Carson Gager gets it up top to Riley Gager. Riley driving, being guarded by number 13, Chris Wilson, who's had a fantastic year as a short stick D midi. You can't live without those guys. Inside feed, shot, goal. Finished by Logan Posner. You talked about him. He produced.
Logan, we mentioned on the pregame that Logan is a guy who spooks around on the inside. He knows how to get open. He's terrific without the ball. You see him make his left-hand cut, shoots the ball down off the goalie's calf. Beautiful shot. Really beautiful shot.
I got to ask while they go ready for the face-off. Spooks around. I've never heard spook being used as a verb in that way.
Spook is actually Andy Hilgartner's father's spook, but spooks around on the inside just means that he's adept at moving really well without the ball, much like a ghost.
Now
Absolutely.
You see me, now you don't.
And McDonogh historically has played tremendous defense, team defense. They sometimes will struggle when a man doesn't have the ball. They get caught ball watching a little bit.
Screaming Eagles now on offense. 2-1 your score. Late first quarter on a beautiful day for lacrosse. This is Griffin Catlett. Shoulders in. I like the way he kind of bullies his way. You have to do that sometimes, don't you?
Catlett's got a good matchup, though. His defensive midi, Bobby Barrel, matches him in height and size. Simmons getting to the middle of the field, shooting the ball over the cage.
And we do need a radar gun on this shot. Goodness.
McDonogh just tried to free up Parr on the inside, duplicating what Posner did down at the other end for St. Paul's.
This is Pitts. Pushes it behind to Sweeney. Sweeney, younger brother of the great Danny Sweeney of McDonogh and Villanova fame. Catlett pushes. Powderly going against Caples. Shot deflected on its way, and there's Andrew Caples. And Caples wants to run. Pushes into the middle. We got both long sticks. Woodward.
Nice decision by Woodward. They didn't have anything. They were intent on pushing the ball. They pulled it out. Minute left in the quarter. St. Paul's going to try to get the last shot, see if they can't go up 3-1. This is that second midfield group for St. Paul's coming in.
And 77, Jack Bricado.
Jack's a left-handed attackman, much like Matt Hillgartner. See if he doesn't go back there and go back and invert. Do a Hillgartner and invert.
Keegan Pearl feeling out the defense. I tell you, he's guarded by Chris Smith. You don't want to carry the ball too long against Chris Smith.
Chris is a terrific player, as we mentioned a second ago. Big, strong guy. It's very tough to muscle Chris Smith. You're not going to win that fight.
Low shot. I love the creativity by Bricado, but Long gobbles it. Ships it the length of the field with just 1 second left. And one good shipping deserves another.
Good shot by Bricado. The clock's winding down.
Yep.
He was at 10 yards. He dropped his stick, so Long went right down with him, make the save.
2-1 your score here at McDonogh. At Kelly, we provide integrated total benefits, payroll, and workforce management solutions for employers of every size. Save time and control costs. Visit kellyway.com. The Summer Rumble is headed back to Richmond June 10th and 11th and will feature top quality competition from the USA and Canada on River City Sportsplex 12 turf fields. Your high school and youth level teams will thrive in this year's championship tournament in front of college coaches from divisions 1, 2, and 3. Start your summer at the best run event with coolers on every bench, shade tent for every team, and an event that is fueled by Gatorade. Go to cselax.com for details and register now. The MIAA Lacrosse Championships return to Johns Hopkins' iconic Homewood Field this May. The title is up for grabs in this powerhouse conference that features the best rivalries in high school lacrosse. The action begins with the A Conference semifinals on Monday, May 22nd, and champions will be crowned on Thursday, May 25th. Log on to MIAAlacrosse.com for schedule and ticket information. MIAA Lacrosse, where the stars of tomorrow play for a championship today. Second quarter getting ready to go, but first, you got to think about that Under Armour underclass tryout. College coaches flock to that event. It is May 31st and June 1st for the Baltimore tryout. Get there. Go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com and make sure you try out college lacrosse recruiting. It's too important to miss that date. Now, Bob, we were talking about the pace of play. What do you like? What do you think could change?
McDonogh needs to pick their tempo up a little bit. Even on offense, I think they're a little slow. Catlett's taken a couple bad shots. That one he just took there with a minute left in the quarter was a bad shot. St. Paul's just blocked it and never even had a chance of getting to the goal. McDonogh, pick up the pace a little bit. Take advantage of your good athletes that you have and see if you can't force a little tempo on St. Paul's.
Big Nick Hackney carrying it over. And Posner gets open. Nice play by him. I want to see Nick Hackney. Of course, Nick, famously known as the brother of Frankie Hackney. Good kids, good people. Coach Brock's last year, 2017. All-time winningest coach at St. Paul's. You got to love him. Crusaders seem to be content with just sort of moving the ball from A to B to Z.
St. Paul's trying to set up a little play here. Move into a 1-4-1 set, giving the ball to Geiger, who's driving downhill, getting the ball back here behind the Pearl.
Keegan Pearl, poised with the stick in his left hand, rolls back for outside roll shot, save Long. And Long, he stands his ground really well as a goaltender.
Last Friday when we did the boys Latin game, we watched Long basically make every save that he was supposed to and then steal about 4 or 5.
Yep.
His positioning is terrific. He shows a poise that sort of belies his year. He's only a sophomore. I think he's pretty impressive.
And he's a swell dancer, too. He wears a soft-sole Capizio dance shoe, if I'm not mistaken. Eagles on offense. Here's Pitts. Now Sweeney across the top to Griffin Catlett. Second quarter brought to you by FCA Lacrosse. Go to FCALax.com. A fellowship of Christian athletes. Huddles, camps, teams, building three-dimensional athletes and coaches. Go to FCALax.com. Simmons flying. A little stutter step, gets caught up. Both guys hit the turf. Now he is double-teamed.
We have a flag down. I'm not sure what the infraction was. But McDonogh's basically got a free offensive set. Sweeney on a shorty.
Yep, Sweeney
trying to swim past the shorty. Going nowhere.
Hapney on him. Now it's Powderly. Great ground ball pickup there on the bounce pass by Pitts, and here is Simmons. Now it's back to Sweeney. Sweeney looking to get top side. Shot, goal! Sweeney feeling it. Go on and get it, son. And Bob, I'd like to ask you a quick question. How nifty a play do you think that was?
It was nifty, and we are knotted at deuces.
You couldn't even let me finish, could you? We are knotted at deuces, and yes, I did win the race to nifty.
Congratulations.
I gave you the whole first quarter.
You didn't get the rare double. Sweeney matched up with a short stick, and I actually think McDonough's a little nervous about shooting the ball. You know, you get into a good spot, let it go. Sweeney gets in there on the shorty and actually shot around that guy. I think Rode was guilty of going down, not standing tall like we saw Evan Long do at the other end, and the ball beat him up high.
Everyone on the planet was rooting for McDonogh to tie it up. Shern doing work against Gable Braun, the face-off dot. And now he's going to get pushed with possession. He wins the face-off and draws the foul, Bob.
13 for McDonogh. Chris Wilson just pushed CERN out of bounds.
Yeah. And so to back Chris Wilson a little bit, you got that intensity going of I want the ball, I want the ball, and then you see a guy in front of you and you give him enough of a nudge.
Yeah, well, we're not playing hockey where they let that go unless they brutalize them into the board. This is a lacrosse game, and they don't let that go.
You like that NHL playoff intensity to a point.
It's really mind-boggling to watch. I'm a big Caps fan, as you know. I really enjoy watching. The hitting that goes on in the playoffs it goes on in regular season, but in NHL playoffs, it's amazing. St. Paul's on the extra man.
Brought to you by Royal Farms. Go to royalfarms.com. ROFO rewards card. Crusaders working it around.
In a perfect world, St. Paul's would love to find 22. There on the inside, he just made a nice cut.
What? We had a crease violation.
St. Paul stepped into the crease.
I never heard a whistle, and St. Paul's is getting a penalty for shooting the ball after the whistle. I never heard it.
I heard the whistle.
Okay.
Delay a game penalty, you're right. They go from man up to man down.
Yep. An unfortunate an odd turn of events.
Actually, they won't be man down for 2 seconds. There's still 2 seconds on the McDonogh penalty. Sweeney will start with the ball in the middle of the field, waiting for George Ward to come out of the box. He's an attackman that comes in on extra man to replace Pitts, really. He runs with, so there's 4 attackmen on the McDonogh extra man. And if they should lose the ball, one of those guys is going to be responsible for getting to the box rapidly.
As a former attackman, I can tell you, you don't want to go back on. Get to the box, not the other end. Inside feed shot deflected on its way. Great pickup by Big Nick Hapney. Then gets the bouncing ball. Now spinorama. And we got transition. Jennings Schweitzer, and that is going to be a foul. We get a timeout call by Coach Brock. Poor guy. He had no idea there was going to be a foul called. There was. That's going to be it. We will step away. It's 2-2 here at McDonogh School, St. Paul's McDonogh.
At Kelly, we provide integrated total benefits, payroll, and workforce management solutions for employers of every size. Save time and control costs. Visit kellyway.com.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
The 2017 Under Armour Underclass Triathlon Tournament are the standard of the sport. Measure yourself against the top competition in your region as college coaches from every level flock to the tryouts to recruit talented lacrosse players. College recruiting is too competitive to miss out on this opportunity. Go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com for more information and to register now.
Great action so far as we take a look at the St. Paul's bench.
St. Paul's is a little disappointed just then. Coach Mercado called timeout, and after he called a timeout, number 5, Rich Dion for McDonogh, tripped the man he was covering, but the play was dead, so there's no penalty, and St. Paul's does not go to the extra man. We're all even.
That is an odd turn of events.
Coach Mercado looked up.
Shot goal!
Oh, Geiger. Nice
Carson
play.
Gager.
Excuse
It's
me.
all right, but people don't. We didn't hire you for your pronunciations.
You definitely don't do that.
Great play by Gager.
Gager, I think he quit Evan Long here. He comes in. Evan Long's not ready right here. Gager gets a half a step on his man, takes a left-handed high hard shot, and I don't think Long was ready on that one.
I know I wasn't. Gable Braun for McDonogh. Brendan Schern for St. Paul's, the face-off combatant. And Schern doing work. Braun kicks it free. And that time they sent out a new guy. It was Chris Wilson.
Chris Wilson, who's been primarily their wingman. It's the first time I've seen McDonogh use somebody else at the face-off X this whole year. And he came away with a W. Braun's handled. McDonogh's played 13, 14 games so far. He's probably averaged about 20 face-offs a game. He's almost at 300 face-offs for the year. It's the first time he hadn't been in facing off. Good for Wilson.
And the kid, Wilson takes care of business. Powderly behind. Here's Mantelli.
McDonogh double pick here. He's going to roll back, throw it to Hillgardner, and they're going to try to see if they can't get somebody here on the backside.
Hillgardner looks for Riley Mitchell. Shot by Mitchell. He scores. Hillgardner to Mitchell. Couple of sophomores sound the bell. School's back in.
McDonogh changed their offense up here a little bit. Kept the ball in front of the goal with another midfield unit. It's not Simmons and Catlin. Hillgardner draws two-man, makes a nice play. Mitchell made a better catch there and a better finish.
Great play by the McDonogh offense. Hillgardner to Mitchell. I've seen that duo for a couple years.
Wilson back out again, it looks like.
And let's not forget, Bob, McDonogh is also playing this season without Andrew Hurdle, who's as tough an offensive player as you'll find. He suffered a terrible knee injury. St. Paul's back to face-off wins. That time, number 23, Master Malius. We got some a little scattered right now as guys are trying to run for their lives. 19, Spencer Hall doing it. And Ham Whiteford, defensively for St. Paul's, Ham Whiteford, number 5, has been doing a fantastic job this afternoon.
Zinnock, he's fast.
Zimnock can get to the inside. Crazy bounce, and Posner comes up with it. He's a guy who finds a way to get shots off where others really can't. Logan Posner has evolved into a nice little offensive attackman.
Watching Posner and Parr at the other end for McDonogh play with their left hand, they've got a lot of the similar skills.
Yep.
They look like they handle the ball like a box player a little bit. I know they're very gifted without the ball, and they're both tremendous shooters. It was a great shot right there by Posner. He gets to a good spot, shoots it high and away. Coach Hillgardner didn't like the defensive formation or personnel he had, so he's called a timeout.
3-3 here at McDonogh.
Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises. If you can dream it, we'll make it happen.
The Intercollegiate Men's Lacrosse Coaches Association will be presenting its first ever official recruiting event this summer. All the action takes place June 16th to the 18th at Lebanon Valley College, with hundreds of college coaches from all levels watching the teams, leading instructional sessions, and speaking at recruiting seminars. Go to imlcanationalcup.com to learn more. The IMLCA National Cup, it's more than just a tournament.
And there you see Evan Long. Tell you what, I've been impressed. Kind of picked up for Ollie Abramson, halfway through the season a little bit. But, yeah, Evan Long's done a fantastic job for the Screaming Eagles. Carson Gager gets it across the top to brother Riley Gager. And Zimnock buries a shoulder, frees his hand, shot. Ricochets. Loose ball everywhere. B.J. Farrar, who's now playing with a short stick, saw Coach Charlie Toomey in the crowd. He's got to be thrilled with what he's getting in B.J. Farrar.
Little bit of an unsettled. B.J. got squeezed at the midline. Nice ride by St. Paul's. Shore gets the ball. Tries to get it over to the point man, throws it out of bounds.
St. Paul's now looking to clear patiently. Ball bouncing. Two guys cut into the same area there. And this is now a little bit of chaos. And McDonogh can thrive in this chaos. You talked about pace. And Parr opts to pull it out a little bit.
Parr on a shorty Zimnock. Parr is not a tremendous dodger, but what he might do with the shorty on him is go back here and work a little pick game with Powderly.
Powderly is one of those guys who can fly in a dodge. He accelerates in and out of dodges fairly well.
St. Paul's has not switched Zimnock off of Parr. Parr probably likes that matchup and is going to look to move around a little bit on the inside. Maybe use this little pick game with Powderly. He's open on the back.
Here he is driving against Zimnock. Carson Gager. And now it's up top with Griffin Catlett.
St. Paul still hasn't switched the matchup. They're content on leaving Zimnock on the Parr.
Shot wide by Catlett.
McDonogh's having a little trouble winning their matchups so far in this game. The only guy that's even gotten remotely free for a shot was Simmons down at this other end, and he was getting squeezed by 2 or 3 St. Paul's guys. Sweeney beat his short matchup.
Yeah.
There, he just beat that one too.
He did. He got topside. Sweeney making things happen for the Screaming Eagles as they take a 4-3 lead. Second quarter brought to you by FCA Lacrosse, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Go to FCALax.com.
Sweeney's a big kid. He gets by him. Defenseman for St. Paul's got his stick on Sweeney's back. All he's got to do is turn around his shoulder, and his hands are free, and he makes a really nice shot. Last time he shot the ball, he went to the far corner. This time it looked like Rode was covering the far corner. He went near side. Change.
Yep. Change planes. Change your
not
angle.
Really changing planes, but changing location. Pretty crafty.
Shern against Wilson now, and Wilson's having better luck. It's interesting how face-off matchups, it's the technique of one versus the other. Gable Braun struggled. Wilson's pick him up.
Yeah, I wonder if Braun is injured or they just decided that it's time for a change-up. Face-offs so far are 6-3 in St. Paul's favor.
McDonogh back on offense. Here's Simmons.
We've seen McDonogh do this a couple times. B.J. Farrar, a defenseman, playing with his short stick because he's so good on the wings. They leave him on the field. He's trapping St. Paul's face-off guy, Sherney, on the field. Now Sherney's on Simmons, and this isn't a fair fight.
No. Well, Simmons going against any short stick ain't that fair, and now you put him on a face-off guy. Really stretches the bounds of decency. Shot, goal. McDonogh cashes in. Liam Powderly, go on and get it.
Well, there's Simmons being covered by the face-off guy. This is the second goal St. McDonogh has scored on this down pick by a midfielder. This time, Powderly gets free. He just runs around and scores. The last time, Powderly drew a double team, and he threw it back to the slipper, to the picker who had slipped off for a goal. So McDonogh has scored 2 goals off virtually the same play with 2 different endings to the play.
Yep. 2 different people cashing them in. Ball pinballs around, and now it's going to be McDonogh possession. Liam Powderly, great ground ball by the attackman there. And here's Sweeney. And here's that up-tempo you talked about, Shrives.
Got a flag down. I don't know what happened. I think there was a late hit here on St. Paul's on midfielder Wilson. Nice play. Tempo has picked up a little bit for McDonogh, and they've just...
The results are there.
Results have been there.
This man up brought to you by Royal Farms. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. Go to rofo.com. Check them out. Make sure you get your Rofo rewards card.
It's a late hit right there by St. Paul's number 88, Jackson Woodward. McDonogh has a minute penalty. The last time they had a 30-second penalty and never got into anything. Let's see if the extra time allows him to get in a more comfortable set or play, as the case may be.
3-3 right now, Sweeney. There's Simmons. Up top, Sweeney. Down to Parr. Powderly rolls off. Catlett and Powderly play catch. Inside cut. Thank you very much. Dunk you on the inside. Bam!
They roll this play. They did it against Calvert Hall for a goal. Simmons is coming off the side here. He looks like he's just cutting through. Watch him sneak in from the right there on the wing. He looks like he's just cutting through. They don't pay any attention to him. He slips inside. Parr throws him the ball. Easy goal for Simmons.
And the key to that is offensive coach Joe Benson, the timing. Where when that pass goes across and Parr catches it, that's when Simmons has got to be coming free. And it was timed out perfectly. Congratulations to Coach Benson there.
McDonogh is finding something here. At the very least, Wilson has given them a chance on every face-off.
Ball down the far end, and now great ground ball pickup that time by Chris Smith, the defenseman. But it's still a bit of a hot, sloppy mess. Gager, a little one-hand scoop, and now threads the needle down to Andrew Milani. And we get a timeout by Coach Bricado. Their second. They trail 6-3. Crusaders ball when we come back.
I got the magic.
Woman with a good boy.
Gary Game behind.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
Diversified Insurance Industries. Commercial and personal insurance, risk management, and specialty programs. Get more information and contact an advisor at dii-ins.com. Just a shade over 45 seconds remaining here in the half. Booker, Corrigan, Bob, Shriver bringing it to you. Your St. Paul's, what do you want?
The last shot, a good one. You need to sort of stem this run that McDonogh's been on. They've worked it up to 6-3. The game hasn't gotten away from them yet, but it's on the verge, I think, of happening. And McDonough's playing a little zone, it looks like. Now they're rotating back into their man.
BJ Farrar now with a short stick. A real luxury to be able to switch him back and forth. A little roll-off play by the Crusaders.
No, I apologize. McDonogh is clearly playing a zone.
And that's going to be blue ball.
There's Posner getting the same spot he scored earlier. He got a nice shot in there. Long went down and got that with his leg. Nice save.
Zimnock now looking to come around. Shot saved by Long. Ball pinballs around. And he clamps it. And that will do it.
Great save by Long right there.
Great ending to the first half. There's your man Evan Long rolling off. He had a good first half. Can't wait for the halftime special brought to you by Durham Capital. Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises. If you can dream it, we'll make it happen.
Our staff drives these trucks and vans to all these different tryouts all over the country to make sure that we have all the supplies. We need to take Under Armour banners. We need to take signs. We need to take tents. We need to take balls. We need to take cups. We need to take Gatorade coolers and jugs and things like that. So a lot goes into it, and a lot of people don't realize that we're the guys that handle all that. The venues actually supply very little. They open up the gates and they let us in, and we set it up the way we want to and the way we're used to having it run, and it goes very smoothly from there.
Each group of evaluators is made up of public and private school coaches as well as various club teams in the region.
One of the most important things that we do when we conduct the Under Armour underclass tryouts is we provide evaluator sheets to all the evaluators, and keeping with our quest for integrity and fairness, what we provide them is a sheet. And you can see it includes every kid at the tryout that are divided into teams. Each evaluator has to write his name down on this sheet, and then he has to write his high school affiliation as well as his club affiliation. The next thing on this sheet that you'll notice is that it has the player's jersey number and it has his position. And that's the only information they're given. High school is not given, club is not given. If he's committed to play at a college, that is not given. We call these the hot sheets. Every night after tryouts, we collect these hot sheets and we compile the information on these hot sheets, and we come up with a hot list. Who's hot? And in that hot list, what they do is they just spy the kids on each one of those 12 teams that were standouts, that really deserve that second look?
Really, we're looking for how they handle the pressure of being in like a big time situation like they were in today. So you're looking at things like lacrosse IQ, how they handle pressure, stick skills, speed, strength, just those basic things that make a kid an athlete. You see if they have those intangibles that will allow them to compete at the next level.
There's certain things we want to do as coaches, and we want to get the best team. I thought last year that was a huge reason why we were successful. We had a team that gelled together and a team that was cohesive. And there's going to be some times where maybe a top guy gets left off for whatever reasons, but that's kind of how we're going about it, trying to make the best team.
We provide every college coach in attendance this big book, and we call it the bio book, and it's got every kid listed in here, has an entire bio on the kid, his contact information, his height, his weight, his SAT score, his GPA, maybe some lacrosse accolades that he has, maybe some other accolades that he has academically and athletically, maybe because he's a good basketball player as well. And all that can be found in the bio book for college coaches. For instance, this bio book was made for the Baltimore tryouts. We had 95 college coaches show up the first night, and we're going to have 140 college coaches the second night. So a very, very important part of what we do.
All right, what we're doing here is we're having the callback game, and what we're trying to accomplish here is we're narrowing the roster down from 295 total kids in Baltimore who tried out to the top 88, which will be 4 teams of 22 players on each team. So they're going to come out with the top 88. We're going to announce the top 88. Those 4 teams will be asked to come back and play 2 games, and then from that top 88, then we'll choose the top 44. All right, if I could have everybody's attention, we're going to go ahead, we're going to announce the top 88, and we're going to have 2 games here. Then we're going to break it down to the top 44 game, have that final game. But before we do that, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. 295 players signed up. We had 145 college coaches here. We have 27 evaluators, guys from public school, guys from private school, guys from area club teams that did a great, great job. We spent a lot of time in that school last night to come up with kind of a preliminary list, and then you saw the work that was being done out on the field. So it's never an easy task, and I'd like to encourage every one of you to keep chasing those dreams, okay? There's a school for everybody to play, whether it's a D1, a D2, a D3, whatever it's going to be. For the rest of you guys, thank you very much for coming. Hey, all you guys, on your little bio that you have, you send out to college coaches, okay? Put on there. Okay? All right, so congratulations on a really, really strong effort, and we'll see you guys next time, I'm sure, okay? Thank you, guys. Why don't we start with gold first? 358, 427, 287, 249. Are there any stone cold locks that we love? Let's hear from our goalie guys.
358. I think we decided on is
358.
358
is definitely one.
3, 5, 8, or
Welcome to the Game of the Week for CSE TV and LaxAllStars. I'm Booker Corrigan. The 2017 Under Armour Underclass Tryout and Tournament are the standard of the sport. Measure yourself against the top competition in your region as college coaches from every level flock to the tryouts to recruit talented lacrosse players. College recruiting is too competitive to miss out on this opportunity. Go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com for more information and to register now. Diversified Insurance Industries. Commercial and personal insurance, risk management, and specialty programs. Get more information and contact an advisor at DII-INS.com.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
At halftime here at McDonogh Stadium, St. Paul's. McDonogh 6-3 your score. Just like the rug ties the room together. Halftime highlights and stats tie the game together. Booker, Corrigan, Bob, Shriver. Shrives, what do you like about the stats?
Well, they don't really tell too much, honestly. Ground ball's a little bit in favor of McDonogh, even though St. Paul's has won. Face-offs were 6-4 at the end of the first half. But those middle-of-the-field ground balls is where McDonogh has excelled, and I think it helped them push a 3-3 tie up to a 6-3 halftime lead.
And to explore it a little bit, you say middle of the field. One turnover, you can throw the ball in the bleachers all you want. But if you turn the ball over at the midfield line, now that's a problem.
Well, you turn it over at the midfield line, it's a problem, but there's been a lot of loose ball scrambles at the midfield line, and I would say on those, McDonogh's gotten the better part of them.
Let's look at some of the highlights. Fantastic first half for McDonogh. They were down a little bit, but here they come.
Here's Powderly getting a pick by Pitts. Pitts slips the pick. Two St. Paul's guys go with Powderly. Pitts is wide open on the goal line extended. First goal. I believe this next goal is going to be St. Paul's. Let's wait and see.
As we look at the Durham Capital highlights.
This is the play where St. Paul's driving down the right side. The Gager brothers teamed up there. No, excuse me, that was Logan Zimnock throwing it through the defense. There's Posner for the St. Paul's second goal. Nipping around on the inside, getting free with his left hand. And
spooking around on the
throwing a beautiful low and away shot. Sweeney on a short stick. He just stopped really planting his feet and took a high, hard one. This is a great play by Geiger. He really dodges, and I don't think the goalie from McDonogh was ready for that quick shot. And now McDonough's about to get on a roll. Hillgardner, a really nice pass to Riley Mitchell, shoots it low and away. Sweeney almost the same play that he made the goal a second ago, but that time he was covered by a pole. Pole's got a stick on his backside. Not a good place to be. Here's Simmons picking for Powderly. St. Paul's doesn't switch on that pick. Powderly's got his hands free. Nobody anywhere near him. And no matter what happens, Road can't stave that. And then the last goal was that beautiful extra man goal where Simmons cuts on the inside. He looks like he's just cutting through, clearing some space. St. Paul's forgets him. Parr finds him on the inside.
Pass, shoot, score. Pass, shoot, score. 6-3 your score. Brendan Shern set to do some face-off battle. And it looks like it's going to be Wilson for the duration. For the McDonogh Eagles, St. Paul's in their road blues. McDonogh home whites. Third quarter brought to you by Diversified Insurance Industries. They'll craft a custom insurance package for you. DII-INS.com.
Second time we've seen Powderly after a face-off, the loose ball coming down to the McDonogh offensive end. That's the second time Powderly's picked up a really nice ground ball in the middle of the St. Paul defense.
Here is Simmons. Get the Jacks all confused. They got a pair of Jacks out there.
I'll bet one of them they don't call Jack, is my guess. Because when they're conducting offense, they go, give the ball to Jack. Who are they going to give it to?
Well, I would always give them all nicknames. Like, I had 3 Tylers one year, so I said, none of you get to be Tyler. 3 Robs. Inside play, shot, goal. Alex Road comes out. Powderly makes him pay.
Great inside goal by Powderly here. Out on the goal line extended. He plants his right foot hard and rolls off it. Watch this. He gets underneath defenseman. Road comes out to try to make a play. I mentioned at the pregame that Rhodes a really good football player. Maybe he thought he could tackle him or knock him over.
Thought it was Powderly, 3rd and 2.
Powderly absorbed the check and threw it into the open goal. This game's starting to get away from St. Paul's. They need something good to happen.
Shern with the fade. That's going to be a push against McDonogh.
Good place to start. Win the next face-off. for St. Paul's.
Referees for today's game: Jeff the Dude Lebowski, Walter Skopchek, and Larry Sellers, who left his homework in the car. Your 3 officials for today's game.
St. Paul's first midfield, the Gager brothers, Riley and Carson, who run midfield with Logan Zimnock.
Gager pushes it behind. Now it's Keegan
Pearl. Actually, let's go back. All 3 of those middies for St. Paul's, all 3 of them are going to Towson.
Sean Nadalin picking up where the Crusaders leave off. And 17, Andrew Milani. Really lit the world up last year, the Under Armour Underclass event. Saved by Evan Long on that one, and he gets it out quickly.
McDonogh's underneath them if they want.
Throws it to a space. And Rich Dion, unfortunate turnover there as they look to settle things up.
And Whiteford, nice check right there. Dion trying to throw the ball to Parr. He didn't make a good pass to Parr's outside. It was a little at his face. Whiteford gets his stick in there with a little nip. Ball bounces off Parr's stick out of bounds. St. Paul's possession.
I've been thrilled with the way Ham Whiteford's been playing this season. I think he plays a good, solid brand of defense. Now we're getting ball. One of the referees, I believe that's Walter Skopchik. He did not watch his friends die face down in the muck to not have balls on the sideline here. Checked away. Great defense right there by McDonogh, and it's going to make it all the way to the end line.
Terrific ride by McDonogh there. As soon as St. Paul's defenseman Ham Whiteford came over the line, McDonogh shut everybody off, rotated the pole to Whiteford. Jackson Bonnet's a freshman. Great check, knock out of bounds.
I think if Adam Sandler were here, he'd be singing the Sloppy Joe song, because things have gotten a little sloppy Joe. Caples, spinorama, like Huntsy at the blue line. He gets it to Zimnock, and Zimnock will take it over, and now it's Gager. Gager against B.J. Farrar. Riley Gager, a little shake and bake. Frees his hands, rolls back. It's curious, none of the attacker D, they're all stayed at the restraining line.
They're ready for the fast break.
Evidently.
That they're praying for.
Inside feed behind the back goal. It's got to be Jelly, because Jam don't shake like that. Milani. Goodness. And you talk about they needed something good to happen. They made something good happen.
Geiger running down the side. McDonogh getting caught ball watching a little bit. Milani makes a beautiful cut here. And he really has nothing else he could do to get the shot on goal. He has to go over his shoulder. People sometimes complain about over the shoulder. If that's all you have, it's a great shot.
Increase the angle.
Increase the angle. If he takes that right hand, he's got no chance of the ball going into the goal.
And the McDonogh defense heard me make the comment about none of the other attacker D guys were up at the midfield line. They all looked to watch, and Milani got free. Shern rakes it back. Wilson beats him to it. And now we are free play. Oh, what a play. Inside action by Bob Barrel, but it gets checked away. Andrew Caples comes up, 23. Master Malius. And now we got some transition brewing. B.J. Farrar. He does so many things well. Ball checked away by Logan Posner. We're still a little sloppy. Keegan Pearl settles, and now it's up top with Kyle DePietro. Third quarter brought to you by Diversified Insurance Industries. Go to DII-INS.com. They'll craft a custom insurance package for you. Troy Barthelme. Barthelme rolling back and forth against Farrar. Pushes it behind to Pearl. Keegan Pearl wants his right hand. And we got a flag flying high in the air.
I think they're calling McDonogh a little interference on the inside.
Keegan Pearl, ball bounces out of his stick, gets gathered, and now we will learn of the foul. All man-ups brought to you this season by a great sponsor in Royal Farms. Pick up your Royal Farms reward card today at the register and earn points for every dollar spent, including special offers. Details at all ROFO locations and RoyalFarms.com. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. Bob, you love your Royal Farms, and you have many of them.
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
You can't go too many places in this town. You
Not-
can't drive more than 3 or 4 miles and you're liable to find another one.
I like the one down by the casino.
They just called that foul a hold. Pearl trying to get to the goal on Chris Smith. Chris guilty of holding.
St. Paul's man up 7-4 your score here. Tell you what, if they could score here, they could make it 7-5. How's that? Oh, great diagonal pass, but just didn't connect. I thought they had something.
They did have something. Really nice diagonal pass. They rotated a little bit. They cut Kyle DePietro through to the middle, open up that diagonal pass. He might have thrown that just a hair too hard.
Now McDonogh looking to push a little transition. We talked in the first half, Bob, about McDonogh imposing their will. Have they gotten the pace to where they want it?
I think they have,
okay.
Yeah. I know a couple minutes ago Jack Parr zinged the ball out of bounds, and I did hear the McDonogh sideline yelling at him, but honestly, McDonogh has played that way. They played a little faster when they've had the ball on offense. They haven't given St. Paul's as much of a chance to set up their defense, and it's been effective. They've been good in the middle of the field, picking up ground balls and transitioning. Simmons, I just can't say enough about him. He really makes the right play more often than not.
Yep. Here's Pitts. Pitts for McDonogh. Pushes it behind Parr, and that's Powderly. Powderly wants his right. Capel's on him. And here is Simmons. Jack Simmons ducks inside. Hard bouncer, no dice.
Good trail check right there. Simmons was intent on getting back to his left hand. Defenseman right there, Antonio Mastro
Monlius. Master Monlius.
Made a good check there. He waited for Simmons to pull his left hand back. Trail check.
Seeing zone here, Bob?
I think we are seeing a little zone.
When they're passing off cutters, I'm calling zone.
When you see somebody go to a zone against McDonogh, keep your eye out for Jack Parr.
And Griffin Catlett and Jack Simmons.
Well, keep your eye out for Parr.
They got some zone breakers.
They've got some zone breakers, but Parr will be great on the wing, but he'll also be great cutting through the defense.
Oh, what a save by Roden. He's going to take it for a spin. Here comes big Alex Roden. Is he going to go to the goal? Look at the speed. He gets a little bit of a hack. Now he's going to turn the corner. Roden straying away from his goal, no doubt. And now we get a timeout by Coach Mercado to save the possession. 4:31 to go third quarter. 7-4 your score.
Timeout called by St. Paul's. 4:31.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
Diversified Insurance Industries. Commercial and personal insurance, risk management, and specialty programs. Get more information and contact an advisor at DII-INS.com. Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Huddles, camps, teams, building three-dimensional athletes and coaches. Hey, let's take a look at this replay.
Great save coming up here inside stuff by Alex Road. Here he's taking it up the field. He's taking it upon himself.
Blaze Reardon.
And people that ride goalies, they take advantage of the fact he's not wearing any arm pads. This poor guy got hocked. He gets hocked. He gets hacked. He gets hacked some more and some more. And he finally gets this ball into the box, and then he turns around and throws it back to a safety valve.
Yep.
Great play by Road. Coach Mercado thought he was getting he was going to get squeezed, so he called a timeout.
Nice little crowd here for a Tuesday.
I think I was looking out in the stands. I thought I saw Mary Corrigan in the stands.
She's here. She's here. She's a big Bob Shriver fan. Who isn't? Here's Zimnock, top center. Shot, goal, Zimnock, Paris Hilton. How you doing?
Goal scored by number 10, Logan Zimnock.
Zimnock's got great speed. He really does.
Burst. What's the difference between speed and a burst?
Well, you watch right here. He looks like he's just sort of going for a jog, and then all of a sudden he turns it on a little bit. Dion's gets stuck behind him. I think he thought this pick was going to get in his way. Maybe there's not as much communication there with he and BJ. He kind of gives up on it. He just stops. Zimnock takes a really good, high, hard bounce shot. It's a big goal for St. Paul, 7-5.
Brendan Shern doing work. Go on and show him who you call daddy.
Shern's starting to figure out Wilson a little bit, I think. And I'd love to get some information from the McDonogh sideline. Do we have a spotter over there you can send to see what's happening?
I would tell you this, though. You got Archer sent over there, and, you know, every time we send our strength and our respect to Archer. Dealt some unfortunate circumstances, but he is handling them. Absolutely proud to be Archer Strong. Gager, little skitter dodge.
Here's Zimnock with a teeny bit of a head of steam. He's coming down the wing. Nice defense by Bonnets. Not giving him anything.
And Bonnets gives them the luxury of now giving BJ Farrar short stick.
Sure. Bonnets, just a freshman, has displayed one, tenacity. Two, he's got really good speed, and he also possesses a really good stick. Sort of all the ingredients you like in a short stick or a long pole defensive midi.
Logan Posner shot goes wide, battled off by Long. Great ground ball pickup, and now we get a flag. And they're going to call a push, technical foul push. This man up, brought to you by Royal Farms. Go to rofo.com. Royal Farms, you have a farm store, go on and make it yours.
I'm not sure who this penalty's on. Haven't seen anybody go to the box yet.
Penalty against number 5.
Rich Dion, number 5, who made a good slide there.
Yep.
Earlier in that possession, Chase Zimnock off the goal line extended. St. Paul's extra again.
Little 30-second man up. It's a huge difference, right, Bob?
I think so. Little fake flip here to no avail. Yeah. McDonogh handled that pretty easily.
Posner back to Pearl. Pass deflected on its way, and now a great aggressive play by the McDonogh defense. Ground ball picked up by St. Paul's momentarily, but now it's back on the turf. And McDonogh comes away with it. That is big time.
They're under him. Parr.
Back. Jack Parr loves that. You can see that all day long. Jack Parr was feeling that from the time the ball got picked up.
Not sure how far we're going to go back here, but it was a big contested ground ball. St. Paul's made a bad pass on the extra man. Ball got tipped. Shore comes up with it, throws it to Sweeney, back to Shore. He makes the right pass to Parr. We talked about it in the opening. Parr from 7-8 yards with his hands free, nobody on him. It's a tough save for any goaltender.
And a great play by Brendan Scher, brother of the famous Matt Scher, who I spoke with on the phone today. He called to find out if you were on the call today, Bob. He wasn't going to watch if you weren't here. Brendan Scher rakes it back, in and out. Ooh, that's going to, oof. Bodies hitting the floor. Mantelli comes up with it. More bodies hitting the floor.
McDonogh winning the ground ball battle. And I might add that, viewers, you're noticing we're playing this game on grass. McDonogh is one of only 2 teams in the MIAA that plays on grass. Gilman's the other one. And McDonogh, typically, when you play out here, you see a game out here when McDonogh's playing, they usually win the ground ball battle, and some of it is they're playing on grass.
Familiarity breeds comfort.
Yep, no question.
I'm familiar with you. That's why I'm so comfortable with you. I even made you smile on that one. McDonogh back on offense. Here's Pitts. Pitts, a little bit of an angle. Rings it off the post, it looked like. McDonogh possession. Caples against Powderly. Ham Whiteford now behind, number 5. Oh, Griffin Catlett.
Just a little shake and bake. The fender fell down.
He turned the crowd on, but he didn't turn the scoreboard operator on. Here he is again.
St. Paul's has flipped to their zone.
Little roll off Jack Parr.
They have 4 poles on the perimeter, and their 2 shorties are on the inside. 19, if the ball goes behind, is covering the crease. He'll go behind the goal. Barrel up on top. Here's 19. He's going to come back in and fill the crease. He and Barrel are just basically playing an eye.
And there's, you can see Jack Parr, and Barrel didn't get there in time. That's the zone breaker. Did we talk about Jack Parr as a zone breaker?
Jack Parr, great without the ball. Nipping around, really quick ball movement by McDonogh. Yeah, you're right. Watch 19's going to go behind. 7's a little late getting down to Parr. The defense has to squeeze on the inside and help until Barrel can get down and cover that. It's a very hard play for those 2 inside guys, especially to cover a crafty kid like Parr on the inside.
I just got a tweet, Bob. They want to know what's the difference between spooking around on the inside and nipping around on the inside.
Probably a little bit of the same. We're just varying the adjectives.
Okay. Spooking or the verbs.
Or the verbs. Is that I'm not an English. Are you an English major?
No, but I'm very good. I'm very happy. I went to a Holiday Inn Express last night. And the third quarter runs out. The Screaming Eagles end on a positive note, 9-5 Eagles. Fourth quarter when we come back.
Third quarter. The score.
I'm Ryan Powell.
I'm Brett Hughes.
I'm Zach Greer.
I'm Brian Silcott. We're the Stripes.
I'm Megan Price.
I'm Anthony Kelly.
Griffin Halliday. Logan Halliday. And we grow the game.
And I grow the game.
And I grow the game.
And we grow the game.
And I 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 grow the game, baby.
And I grow the game.
And I grow.
And there's your Varsity Sports Network rankings. Calvert Hall still at the top. BL, McDonogh, what jumps out at you? There's a public school at number 4, Bob.
Severna Parks,
11-0.
I believe, undefeated.
11-0.
Having taken down one MIA team, they took down Severn, having a great year. Calvert Hall and Boys Latin are the only undefeated teams in the MIAA at 4-0. Just got a score from Boys Latin. It looks like they're going to go 5-0. They're playing Spalding and had a big halftime lead. Haven't gotten the other scores yet. After this game, St. Paul's and McDonogh will be tied record-wise with 3-2 records, but McDonogh will have the big tiebreaker against St. Paul's, which
if
is
things stay. I mean, we still got a quarter of lacrosse. And we are back at the face-off dot. A lot of action with face-offs today. Brendan Shern had the recipe for success for a while, and then McDonogh started a different direction.
Well, McDonogh came in. We're not exactly sure what happened to Gable Braun. He hasn't been playing, and Chris Wilson they've put in. He's done a really commendable job, and he's been helped tremendously by the wings. Sure. McDonogh, when Wilson's facing off, they come up with 2 poles. They usually come up with Dion and Bonnets on the wings, or Bonnets and BJ on the wings. But McDonogh likes to put BJ down on the attackman with his short stick so they're not vulnerable if they lose a face-off.
St. Paul's possession here. St. Paul's in their road blues. McDonogh home whites. Crowd starting to swell. I see the great Jenny McGee out there. Real lacrosse fan. As Woodward pushes it along. Jack Bricado in on offense now, number 77. Posner, shot goal. Logan Posner.
Exact carbon copy play of St. Paul's second goal. Little offense out on the wing. Posner, watch him come off this pick inside. Look at that. Double pick inside. Great play. McDonogh, defenseman, gets caught behind him. When you're in on the inside, you're better served playing sides while you're covering guys on the inside. And if the guy was covering 17, who Posner cut off, if he's paying attention, he could have switched real quickly.
At least get a stick on it.
Got to switch real quickly.
Because the other attribute there is Posner really sniped that low corner. That was a well-placed shot.
Carbon copy, too, his one in the first half.
And look at that, Chris Wilson, after you sing his praises, he goes and go do that voodoo that you do so well. Early fourth quarter. Fourth quarter brought to you by Whole Foods. Whole Foods Market, a proud sponsor of the Game of the Week, catering any special occasion. Contact your local Whole Foods Market or log on to WFM.com.
Got some scores from around the league. Gilman playing Severn 15-14 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's too bad they're not streaming that, or we can see it. But we're streaming this, and you can see it. Here's Powderly behind. Capel's on him as the wind howls. Powderly looks like he's running uphill there for a second. There's just a gust coming in.
Here comes his pick. They've scored a couple of times off this. Powderly now has his shorty. They executed to perfection. Good feed. Hillgardner dropped his hands into the crease when he didn't handle the feed. It was a little low.
St. Paul's a little too eager there. A man, Nick Hatney, had it, but the referee said not yet. Now they get it to him. And he's got PJ Farrar with a long stick on him. I'm moving that ball fast.
Nice
great hustle
by Sweeney.
Bob Barrell doing some work right there. And now he takes, and a flag, and BJ Farrar did come up and hit him in gently in the face. And I'm a huge BJ Farrar fan, so it's tough for me to absorb. But he knows he caught him just lightly. And that's going to be a 1-minute foul. And St. Paul's really needs it now, Bob. 9-6. If St. Paul's can score here, they can cut it to 9-7. It's amazing, isn't it?
Did you major in mathematics?
They could cut it to a 2-goal game. I just love the broadcasters who state the obvious. St. Paul's Man Up. This Man Up brought to you by Royal Farms.
Excuse me, starting in a little bit of a 2-2-2. They'll roll into something. 21's popping off. Behind.
Zimnock, stutter step, regathers.
Good defense by Shore. It's not a bad idea sometimes to dodge when you're playing extra man offense.
Yeah,
Teams aren't ready for it.
Overhand bouncer that time. And Bob, let's explore that. I teach kids, if a guy comes at you out of control, you dodge him. If he does it on man up, people say, never dodge on man up. Why not? They got less people to slide.
Correct. I concur wholeheartedly.
It's like going behind the back. If you have a better angle and you've practiced it, by all means, my good man. Posner up top. Kyle DePietro, 15. Watch for him. Cuts to the crease. Now it's up top with Zimnock. Ball gets deflected with 7 seconds in the foul. And Zimnock cannot gather. It's going to be McDonogh possession with 2 seconds in the foul now.
Bad pass. St. Paul's done that twice on extra man. vertical aim at that time. He doesn't have his feet set. He threw that off his back foot.
Yep.
That tends to take the ball high in the air. It goes over Zimnoch's head, and they lose the ball.
They needed one right there. With 8:21 to go, fourth quarter, brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Thrilled to have them on board. McDonogh up 9-6.
Maybe the most unusual thing in this game from McDonogh's perspective is Jack Simmons doesn't have 3 or 4 goals yet.
Yeah.
He only had that one really nice one on extra man. St. Paul's done a great job on him. He likes this matchup, though.
Yep. There he is. He does. There's a vapor trail behind that ball. Just look for the white blur.
And he doesn't need much to get his shot off and get it off with some pizzazz. Here comes his pick again. We've seen McDonogh score a couple times on that. That time Liam Powderly elected not to use the pick.
Dodged by Griffin Catlett. He pulls it up. Now it's Jack Simmons.
Pitts and Catlett typically will come up.
Oh, Simmons bringing it. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastries. Cruising down 8th Street. Off-white Lexus driving so slow, but PK is from Texas.
You're not going to keep Simmons down for a whole game. It's almost impossible. He's just too talented a player with too good a shot. Running downhill, we call this running down the football hash marks. Little screen there. Number 9 comes out to slide, and I think the goalie lost sight. There's 9 coming out. I think the goalie lost sight of Simmons' stick, so he couldn't pick the ball up. And Simmons is also bringing the heat.
Jack Simmons makes it 10-6, and now that failed man-up opportunity that St. Paul's has, you got to clean it up a little bit. St. Paul's can be a dangerous team. Just this game fell into a little sloppy at times.
Right. When all else fails, fundamentals work.
Yeah.
And on that St. Paul's extra man, it was poor fundamentals. Ball went out of bounds. McDonogh got it back and just scored.
And you and I are both old enough to know games take on their own identity, whether it's the sun or the wind or the field or the way the teams are playing that day. You get what you get. Mantelli rolls back. Ball pops out. He regathers. Now it's Powderly.
Here comes Parr trying to work something without the ball.
Jack Parr now on the right side. Gets it up to Sweeney, and now it's Nolan Manafu.
They might throw the shot clock on McDonogh here. They really haven't done anything.
They're scurrying around the outside quite well.
Great timeout by Coach Hillgardner. He prevented the refs from putting on the shot clock. He calls a timeout. Now he'll get the ball back and he can eat off another 35, 40, 50 seconds before the refs are intent on putting the shot clock on.
And we're going to stay here. If you're Rick Picano at St. Paul's, what's your strategy now? Because you got to make something happen. You got to stir the pot.
You got to start thinking about pressing out on everybody. Yep. It doesn't look like St. Paul's has a takeaway defenseman. And if they're going to decide that they're going to double the ball, Rode could be a really good double teamer because he is a pretty good athlete. See what St. Paul's does. It's that point in the game where within the next minute or two, if things stay the same, they're going to have to start trying to create some and ball on the ground situations, double teams to try to get the ball back.
But also when St. Paul's, if they were to press out, you're now also forcing things to your strength at the beginning of the game. You said Alex Rode. He's a goalie. He's a good goalie. You're forcing them to go shoot on a strength. You keep Rode in the goal for now. No double, but you press out and make your guys run by him.
Good point. Although no goalie's good when they're put in a one-on-one situation, especially with the craftiness and the ability of these high school shooters in the MIAA. They get in tight. They very rarely aren't going to be able to finish.
And that's so well said because it's not just McDonogh or St. Paul. If you're a starter for an MIAA team now, you're going to score on a one-on-one with a goalie. Some great coaching insights there from my man Bob Shriver. McDonogh comes out with their first midfield. Bob, are they all juniors?
They are. How did you remember that?
I listen.
Pitts, Catlett, and Simmons. Sounds like a law firm or something, doesn't it?
Anytime you say 3 names in succession, it sounds like a whole law firm. We had a great law firm here. Rosenbaum, Tiedemann, and Weinberg. That was the class of 99 defense when they were in middle school. You don't have to go very far to learn about McDonogh's history in lacrosse without Bob Shriver.
St. Paul's pressing out a little bit.
Catlett shot outside the goal, and they're forcing them into one of the known strengths of St. Paul's, and that is Alex Road. Woodward gets it over, and now St. Paul's.
St. Paul's did a great job getting. McDonogh did a great job getting back on defense and prevented St. Paul's from getting an easy transition situation.
I look out and I see my man Hans Hurdle. I can't imagine what this McDonogh team would look like if they had Andrew Hurdle.
We'll have to wait till next year, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Pearl gets an edge and scores lefty. You can see him kind of resisting. We got great cameramen. I tell you, our guys in the truck are doing a fantastic job today. That was as odd a goal as I've seen.
Well, McDonogh was discombobulated.
Look at 21.
Watch Chris Smith here. He's
it.
not sure where he's supposed to be. I don't know why he was going back behind the goal. I think he made a mistake. This is pretty easy play. We got 2 guys covering somebody behind the goal. Last time I checked, the only guy that scored from back there was Gary Gate.
He's on the Thunder Bay ads. Tell you, if you haven't been to Thunder Bay Apparel, check it out, ThunderBay1636.com. The best stuff you can get. ThunderBayApparel.com.
Great ground ball. A McDonogh attackman picking up a ground ball off the face-off. Powderly picked up 2 of those. Sweeney just then got a really nice one.
And that's a big momentum boost for the Eagles.
Powderly's a tough guy to be chasing around a little bit. He'll run by you if you're going to chase him out there. He'll get by you eventually. But as you said a second ago, St. Paul's has to start stretching out a little bit. They just scored a huge goal.
Feed the stud. Their stud's Alex Road. He's making stops now. And McDonough's going to run some clock here, I'd imagine, as Ham Whiteford comes out.
There's Road. They're executing their double, but they didn't do it very well.
They didn't time it up. That was poorly timed. It's an unfortunate turn of events for the Crusaders. But one man's trash is another man's treasure. And the Screaming Eagles.
Alex Road decided to come out and execute the double team, but unfortunately his teammate Ham Whiteford wasn't in position to come and double team Powderly. Powderly's running around. He said he's a tough guy to chase because he's got good legs, good speed, open goal.
Protects his stick well.
11-7.
His list of accolades and strengths is long and distinguished. 11-7. A couple prime numbers there for you, Bob. Wilson and Shern.
Is 71 a prime number?
71, yes.
And prime number is a number that can't be...
is only divisible by itself and 1. Here's B.J. Farrar.
Is 1 a prime number?
Yes, it is. A lot of people debate that. Yes, it is.
Were you a math teacher in your day?
No, I taught 1 math lesson, but I also love prime numbers. It's the only thing I'll wear. Here's Jack Simmons now with 3:33 remaining in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter brought to you by Whole Foods. And, folks, if you haven't been to ThunderBayApparel.com, get there.
Here come these double picks that McDonogh is intent on doing. Here's our guy Simmons. Nice check by 19. St. Paul's. Spencer Hall. Really nice check.
Timely. Liam Powderly now.
They're shutting everybody off, St. Paul's is. Hoping to get the ball on the ground.
as I watch Bruce Posner go by of Terp Talk. One of the great Terp fans on the planet.
Here's Rode. Chasing the wrong guy there, trying to double, I think. Great check,
they
though.
Get the
awesome
check.
effort.
Now they got to get the ball. Parr eefs it, and it's picked up by the Eagles. Now it's Jack Parr feeling it. Oh, go on and get it, son. Reaching all the way out into the back pocket.
St. Paul's did what they wanted to do. They got the ball on the ground, but then fortunately for them, they failed to pick it up. Loose ball, Simmons to Parr. There's Parr with his feet set.
Hands free.
A fair fight.
Not a fair fight. And you could tell he's loving that.
Parr quietly has a pretty good game.
Yeah, we got to start thinking about who's going to be the Under Armour underclass players of the game.
I'm giving it, my first vote is for Chris Wilson. I'm not sure why he's been in there so much, but there's a reason that they haven't been using Braun. They've been using Chris Wilson, and while he hadn't won every face-off, he's done a really good job giving McDonogh an opportunity out on the wing with their wing guys winning, and he has won enough face-offs that he's allowed McDonogh to get enough possessions to extend their lead out from the 6-3 halftime margin they had.
Carson Gager now, number 20. Oh, great hesitation move by Zimnock. It's almost a shame he didn't score there. That's a great little inside move. With 2:12 left, I don't know if it's going to change the outcome of the game, but it certainly was a great inside dodge.
Zimnock's a good player. He's got really good legs. He gets the nice spots. He and Posner have both had good games for St. Paul's today. Unfortunately, I don't think they have quite enough offense without those guys.
Here's Milani. Had a great behind-the-back goal today. Zimnock quickly to Gager. Gager stutter steps, turns, comes out shooting shot, save Long. And Long looks to push it up the field the quick way. And we're going to get a push. Give the ball to McDonogh with 1:34 left. Great check by the St. Paul's defense. And then they cradle it right out of bounds. That's an unfortunate turn also. As the wind begins to howl, as Jimmy used to say.
Pitts makes a lot of nice plays, very subtly. You don't notice him as much as you notice Simmons and Catlett on this midfield. But if you watch Pitts, he does the right things. And in any midfield group, especially with two alpha males, as you might call Catlett and Simmons, you know, you need somebody to make the right plays. And Pitts does that.
And we're going to flag down. Fourth quarter brought to you by Whole Foods now with 45.8 seconds left. So, Bob, we were talking about the Under Armour underclass players of the game. You like Wilson?
Again, I'd just like to say that he's been put in a position he hadn't been in all year. Braun's handled every faceoff for McDonogh this year. They threw Wilson into the mix. He's handled it really well. He got great help from his wings. And Powderly's had a good game as well. I know we've had, I think, Powderly before as a player of the game. He picked up a couple really nice ground balls. He scored a couple good goals. He made really nice decisions on that little pick play that they run on the goal line extended. I think we could be very comfortable with those two guys.
I'm very comfortable.
Parr as well. I think Parr's had 3 or 4 goals. So you've got
that's a left-hander's job.
Well,
that's a left-hander's job.
It's the greatest position, I think, in lacrosse, that left-handed low attackman.
I'm the younger brother of a left-handed attackman, so yes. McDonogh content to just let it run with 15 seconds left. A huge thank you to our guys in the truck doing an amazing job, our cameramen doing an amazing job. Of course, thank you to the McDonogh Athletic folks for welcoming us in for the game of the week, as this will be it. 12-7, your final score. We'll be back with interviews of Wilson and
Final
Powderly.
score, McDonogh
Amazing day
12,
for Bob
7,
Shriver.
over.
I'm Booker Corrigan saying we'll be back for the interviews.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
At Kelly, we provide integrated total benefits, payroll, and workforce management solutions for employers of every size. Save time and control costs. Visit kellyway.com. The Summer Rumble is headed back to Richmond June 10th and 11th and will feature top quality competition from the USA and Canada on River City Sportsplex 12 turf fields. Your high school and youth level teams will thrive in this year's championship tournament in front of college coaches from divisions 1, 2, and 3. Start your summer at the best run event with coolers on every bench, shade tent for every team, and an event that is fueled by Gatorade. Go to cselax.com for details and register now. The MIAA Lacrosse Championships return to Johns Hopkins' iconic Homewood Field this May. The title is up for grabs in this powerhouse conference that features the best rivalries in high school lacrosse. The action begins with the A Conference semifinals on Monday, May 22nd, and champions will be crowned on Thursday, May 25th. Log on to MIAAlacrosse.com for schedule and ticket information. MIAA Lacrosse, where the stars of tomorrow play for a championship today. At Kelly, we provide integrated total benefits, payroll, and workforce management solutions for employers of every size. Save time and control costs. Visit kellyway.com. Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises. If you can dream it, we'll make it happen.
The Intercollegiate Men's Lacrosse Coaches Association will be presenting its first ever official recruiting event this summer. All the action takes place June 16th to the 18th at Lebanon Valley College, with hundreds of college coaches from all levels watching the teams, leading instructional sessions, and speaking at recruiting seminars. Go to IMLCANationalCup.com to learn more. The IMLCA National Cup, it's more than just a tournament.
I got the magic in me. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold.
Norman for the great boys. He's on the back.
Magic in me.
Gary Gaines behind.
Diversified Insurance Industries. Commercial and personal insurance, risk management, and specialty programs. Get more information and contact an advisor at dii-ins.com. Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Huddles, camps, teams, building three-dimensional athletes and coaches.
I'm Ryan Powell.
I'm Brett Hughes.
I'm Zach Greer.
I'm Brian Silka. We're the Stripes.
I'm Megan Price.
I'm Anthony Kelly. grow the game.
I grow the game.
We grow the game.
And I grow the game.
I grow the game.
And I grow the game.
And I grow the game, baby.
And I grow the game. And I grow.
At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
Hey now, Booker Corrigan here with the Under Armour Underclass Players of the Game, Chris Wilson, Liam Powderly from McDonogh. Chris, let's start with you. Face-offs weren't going McDonogh's way. They changed one thing. They put you in. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I mean, I'm not your typical face-off guy. I just kind of go in there and do what I can and try and get the ground ball, honestly, and just fight and try and get it.
Make it a game of muckle.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly.
A little bit. Now, Liam, one of the things that Coach Shriver talked about during the broadcast was you're doing all the little things well. How important are those to you?
They're crucial. Doing those little things right help us kind of do the big things really good. So we really we try to do those little things as well as possible so we can do the big things really well.
And I like the answer. Now, how do you feel when you're coming off that pick and you're coming around, you know you got your hands free? What are you thinking about? I mean, in my mind, I played attack. In my mind, I'm thinking cha-ching. Like, do you have a sound? What's it going on?
I don't know. When I get my hands free, I like to shoot it. Rode, he's a pretty good goalie, so you kind of got to really put it in a good spot when you're shooting on him. But, yeah, I like to shoot it when I get my hands free.
You're not just chucking and ducking like I used to. That's my gig. Now, did something happen to Gable Braun today?
I don't know. Just things weren't going his way. I'm not exactly sure what was going on. We just tried to change it up, and whatever happened worked. So
and the wing play picked up.
Yeah, the wing play definitely picked up. We figured it out. We figured that we had to lock off wings to kind of make it a 50-50 ground ball, and we just had to outwork him, and that's what we did, and we outworked him and got the ball.
When's the prom?
Prom is June 6th, I believe.
June 6th? A lot of people had it last weekend.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Honestly, I don't know.
Who's in charge of scheduling the prom here?
John
McDonogh?
I'm not even sure, honestly.
I wouldn't mind having words with John McDonogh for the late prom. What's up with that?
I have no idea.
Huh?
I wouldn't mind it either, honestly.
Yeah, maybe you have a couple proms, right? Every other weekend.
Why not? Yeah, that'd be fun.
You got a tux?
Of course.
Yeah, man. If you don't have one, rent one. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Liam, you like that line, by the way, too. You don't know, you better ask somebody. Now, tell me about your prom situation.
Not going.
You're not going? Oh, come on. You're only a sophomore. A junior or senior girl hasn't latched onto this yet?
No, right? You would think
I would think there'd be a flock, a harem if it were. Right? Come on, guy. Step up your game. You didn't go to Hunt Cup, did you?
I did not, no.
Good. I heard of some things about Hunt Cup. My son, who's a sophomore, didn't go to Hunt Cup either.
I don't think we were really supposed to go as a team.
Well, nobody's supposed to go, but people do, right? Okay. Was there a blanket statement?
I think it was kind of implied.
I respect that. You have good senior leadership this year?
Absolutely. Great senior leadership.
All right, I want to get back to Chris. Who's your favorite wing guys to have if you can't play wing for yourself? Because I like you on the wing. I think you play a nifty little wing. Who do you like on the wing?
Well, that's hard. I like BJ out there, BJ Ferrari, and Jackson Bonnet's out there for poles. They like to work their butt off and do what they can.
Just covering the wind from the microphone.
Yeah. And Roman Mantelli, he played well when he was out there today. He's fast, he's quick, and he doesn't give up, and he just keeps going until he gets the ball.
Hey, Liam, did you notice that he didn't pick you to be on the wing?
I know, right?
You had a great ground ball at the end of the game.
I love him down here, so that way we both click it, so that way, that way he's there for the attack.
He's digging a hole. Liam, do you think you could play wing?
I think I'd be okay, but I kind of like attack better.
But just play wing on faceoffs.
Yeah, maybe.
Can't, yeah. Well, talk to Coach Hilgartner.
Yeah.
Hilgy, check this guy out. Matty Hilgartner hit Riley Mitchell, two sophomores connecting, right? I know, right? I noticed you didn't say you wanted me on the wing either.
If you want to play, I would have
baller
you on there.
Total baller.
If you want to, hey,
long stick, short stick.
See
this right here? Long stick.
I don't know.
I need the width.
I feel like you'd be pretty quick to get a short stick.
I like that. Great job, Chris Wilson, Liam Powderly, the Under Armour Underclass Players of the Game. Make sure you check out UnderArmourLacrosse.com. Register for the tryouts. They both played better than I did today.